I've been talking about Grand Theft Auto 6 for years now, spent thousands of hours researching the leaks, trailers, screenshots, artworks, and even the boring behind the scenes stuff like scraping data from job posts on Rockstar Games or the boring business calls that are public from the parent company talking about GTA 6. Business acquisitions, rumors, the somewhat reliable leaks that don't seem like clickbait, the leaks that are totally clickbait, giving me a reflex that I know what to believe in and what not. So I have so much info about GTA 6, and the one thing that is absolutely going to be true for millions of people is that Rockstar is building the next Second Life. And there's a lot of gamer bros and girls who always play 24/7 because they're unemployed or just don't go to school or something. But even for the people that are working and do go to school, when you're not there and when you're at home, Grand Theft Auto 6 will be the thing that you'll be playing almost the whole time now. Rockstar, which is the people who are making GTA 6, are going to hook you in so hard with this title, and there's different reasons for this. But the biggest reason, of course, is when you look at the sheer level of immersion and detail they are pouring into Leonida, which is the place this game takes place in. So how does this work? How do they accomplish it? Well, here's the thing. For a game to become a virtual Second Life, it needs to nail the feeling of a fully realized world. Now, Rockstar is famous for attempting this over and over with every single game that they do, and they've became closest with the latest title, Red Dead Redemption 2, which came out in 2018 by the way, and ever since they've been working on GTA 6 full time. And unlike most game companies who use things like Unreal Engine, Rockstar has their own engine from GTA 4, which came out in 2008, almost 20 years ago now, with a big margin give or take, of course. And with this engine right now, they've had major advances ever since then. Things like a more sophisticated weather system with fog, rain, snow, even hurricanes, snow blizzards, sandstorms, and everything like that. And this alone dramatically changes the atmosphere of Vice City. But it's more than just looks, it's about the persistent details. We see things like improved water physics, which is huge for a state like Leonida with all its swamps and coastlines. And there's a rumor going around of a $300 million water physics system that Rockstar has been cooking up. While I think it's probably like half of that money, they are still focusing so heavily on the water physics, it's insane. So let me explain this one first, because it's no surprise that they're doing this. It's not just about making the oceans look prettier, it's about making water a dynamic physical character in the game world, which is crucial for that Second Life immersion. There's allegedly reports that suggest Rockstar dedicated a specialized team of engineers to develop this single feature for the Rage 9 engine, which is their own engine like I talked about, and the result will be a system that moves far beyond the mostly static water mesh we saw in previous games. Instead of just animating a surface, GTA 6's water is rumored to be deeply systematic and interactive, achieved through a blend of advanced techniques. Firstly, we have dynamic tides and waves. So imagine a shore where the water level actually rises and falls over the course of the day or week, realistically revealing or submerging certain areas. So this isn't just a visual trick, it influences gameplay. For example, a hidden smuggler's cove could only be accessible at a low tide, or a beach may disappear entirely during high tides. And here's the dopest thing about that I'm really excited about, because the wave system of that also rumored to be complex enough to support a full surfing mechanic, meaning the waves aren't just decor, but they physically are modeled and interact with the environment. And we don't know if there's surfing gonna be in GTA 6, but I think that everybody wants that in the game. So secondly is extreme weather integration, because Leonida is based on Florida, so hurricanes and tropical storms are inevitable, and these aren't just scripted events, these are real-time environment changing phenomena. One thing we know about the story of GTA 6 is that it might be divided into different chapters, and we saw this in Red Dead Redemption 2, where some chapters completely changed the state of the world. And I have this idea that in GTA 6 there will be one chapter where Florida or Leonida is gonna be completely flooded, and so you have missions you need to do, change the whole dynamic of the gameplay inside that flooded version of the map. So imagine attempting a getaway where the roads are half submerged in surging flood waters, completely changing the vehicle handling and visibility. This makes the environment itself a formidable obstacle, which makes the gameplay really fresh, a little bit more challenging challenging but really fun. And thirdly, which is perhaps the most subtle yet impactful feature, is granular fluid simulation. And this is where the physics shine on a small scale. So reports mention advanced simulation for sparse fluids. But what is that? Well, think about driving your car through a puddle. The water is no longer just a flat surface with a particle effect. It will displace and flow realistically. If you shoot a water tower, the water won't just disappear, it will flood the immediate area and flow downhill. We even see hints of this in the trailers with incredible detail of small liquids like drinks sloshing in bottles. All of this technical, basically wizardry at this point, is designed to ensure that the massive amount of water in GTA 6 is not just a boundary to swimming, but a living, breathing force that fundamentally alters travel, activity, and even criminal strategy at some point. It's the kind of obsessive detail that builds a truly and believable second life for you as a player. And that's super dope, but if the water physics provide the physical backbone of GTA 6's world, then the pedestrian and traffic AI provides its social, quote-unquote, soul. And this is arguably a feature that will most strongly push the game into that second life territory. In past titles, Rockstar tried to make the NPCs and traffic as lively as possible, but in the past GTA specifically, NPCs were little more than targets and obstacles that had some dialogue lines here and there. They were mostly passive elements that you could not interact with unless you wanted to hurt them. In Leonida, Rockstar is building a simulated society where the background characters feel like they have genuine lives, routines, and crucially, the ability to react authentically to chaos and to interact with you as a player. This will be next-gen NPC behavior. And everything I've learned from GTA 6 points to a massive overhaul of the NPC system. We're looking at an AI framework that creates more than just crowds. It creates a believable social fabric. So first, consider diversity and routine. The sheer variety of NPCs models and clothing is confirmed to be far beyond anything we've seen. And you probably noticed this with everything that you've watched. This variety makes every street corner feel unique. More importantly, these NPCs are expected to have more complex, realistic daily routines. They won't just walk in circles. They'll commute, eat at outdoor cafes, exercise on the beach, and now they do everything in groups compared to the just everybody is on their own in previous GTAs, because they will gather in specific locations based on the time of day and the district's social context as well. This is what truly simulates a society. The feeling that life continues whether the player is there or not. Secondly, in terms of NPC behavior, and the most critical for the GTA experience, is emergent reaction. The trailer showcased the in-game social media, and what we see there, people filming bizarre events, dancing on cars, and reacting with shock or amusement, is directly linked to the AI. NPCs will actively acknowledge and interact with the player's chaos. Instead of simply running away on a fixed path, they might pull out their phone to film a car chase, call the police, or even join the mayhem. And this isn't scripted, it's emergent property of the advanced AI system, meaning every bizarre interaction is a unique, unrepeatable event by the environment and the player. This level of dynamic interaction is the foundation of long-term social roleplay. And it's wild that that's all inside a single player experience, because we haven't even talked about online. That will be another video. So let's now talk about the traffic and law enforcement evolution. So the traffic AI is undergoing a similar evolution, which is vehicles will no longer behave like a simple interchangeable boxes on a track. We should expect more intelligent lane switching, realistic merging behavior, and more varied traffic densities that reflect real rush hour and late night conditions. And the vehicles themselves will even have their own physics that will affect how the AI drives react to road conditions and also weather, like the rumored floods and accident. And finally, we have the last one, which is the law enforcement AI, which is directly impacted by all of these changes combined. So if NPCs are more observant and interactive, the police response must be smarter, right? So expect a system where the AI police actively use the new terrain, weather and traffic to their advantage. They won't just pursue on a straight line, they will likely employ more complex tactical maneuvers, potentially working with the traffic AI to set up roadblocks or box player in. And this creates more challenging and realistic escapes, demanding that players treat law enforcement as an intelligent, adaptive force, further blurring the line between a traditional game world and a simulation, aka Second Life. And those four things, the water, the pedestrians, traffic, and the police, are just a couple of things create that Second Life. There's much more, but if you want to know what those things are, be sure to subscribe and you'll find out real soon in all the next videos I will make. Thank you for watching, and if you want to become a member, you can now on the iPhone directly become a member, so that's cool. Try it out. Thank you to Rolfcore for being a member, and I will see you guys in the next one. Bye bye.